Okay, so I'm going to try to talk fast because I'm running out of hard drive space. But anyway, new updates here, new terrain features. I've replaced the dirt with mud because I felt the dirt was a little bit too bright. It was a little bit too heavy at contrast. This is a bit easier on the eyes. Plus, it makes the units stand out more. And I kind of like the mud because it lets me put in puddles. I made these puddles with the texture. Then I painted over in Photoshop the mud puddles on top of that, and saved it as a texture I can use in Unity. Just paint it wherever. So let me know if you like the mud puddles. And I changed the fence because I'm not sure if I'm going to have line of sight, so that I don't want them attacking through narrow fences. Whereas this is thick enough that they can't actually attack through it because it's just too far for their weapons anyway. They'll walk around. But I'm not sure if I'm going to add line of sight yet or not. We'll see. Anyway, new weapons and whatnot. I've somewhat simplified the characters and trying out basically villagers or peasants for the army, just for a couple reasons. One, because I can make the story more interesting. Say all the soldiers have been killed and now they're forced to recruit peasants that are horribly trained and just picking weapons off the battlefield or whatever. And I can make their animations fancier and more elaborate, give them a bit more character, make it more interesting, make the game more unique, quite as generic, so not the typical soldiers, but, something a little bit different. And weapons here and there. Their axe, two-handed axe, spear, halberd, short bow, long bow, dagger, long sword with shield, two-handed sword, a mace, curved sword. I think that's about it. So I'll show off some of those animations really quick. So the spear has a new animation, just something a little bit haphazard. Like I said, these are supposed to be peasants that can't fight very well, haven't been trained very much. That's why I made their animations a little bit, more humorous and sloppy-like. So the halberd's a bit heavier, so naturally it tends to fall down once he loses his balance. I tone down the damage, of course, so they don't kill each other while I'm trying to show off the animations. The dagger is pretty fast and basically just like a thug attacking animation. Just short and sweet, but enough character to make it look interesting. The long sword's a variation of the stab, it's a little bit heavier, a little more involved with the weight. Two-handed sword's obviously really heavy, so I made it exaggerated a bit how heavy it is. Just gets slammed down to the ground. Curved sword slashes like a typical curved sword would, a nice cutting motion. Bit fancier than the stab, since these weapons aren't really made to stab. The mace is swung underhanded since it's supposed to be heavy, and it'll pull his weight forward a little bit. The axe is a chopping motion overhand. I kind of like it. It's pretty neat. Now I might make some of these characters like this Axeman be random barbarians or random encounters or whatnot, just to mix things up a little bit. But anyway, like I said, I might have these here be the main team, and then maybe have like a Black Knight or some barbarians or something like that to use the other weapons. The bows have been changed quite a bit. Let me get him over here. They now have more elaborate animations. They fire in an arc now. In order to get that arc, I had to delete the arrow and just use a line renderer for the actual arrows. So he's not really firing the arrow. You see it anyway, so there was no point. The The longbow is a slightly longer version because it takes him a little bit longer to pull the, draw the bow. You can see him straining a little bit for that. I fixed the animation a little bit so where he pulls out the arrow, it's a little bit more accurate. He actually pulls it out of the pack there. So I'll show off that really quick. And he misses a couple of times. Like I said, I made it, look like these are peasants, not trained soldiers. So he misses his arrow a couple of times, and then he's trying to aim and not very good at it. But anyway, that's what I have so far, and I'm going to be tweaking these characters here next few weeks. The next thing I'm doing is working on the mining operations, like having the people here be able to go over to the rocks and for gold, or have a mine built and have them pick the wall with a pickaxe and get gold that way. Because I think gold is probably the only currency, the only resource just to simplify things, and you can buy things with gold, like food, for example, and increase population limit by buying extra food, or whatever. So that'll be it for today. New update will come in a week or two, give or take, once I get some more stuff done to show off. Probably some mining operations, like I said, and then I'm going to start tweaking these weapons and figuring out a strategy for that and see how it's working. Get the AI working a bit so I can do some combat tests. But for right now, I'm running out of hard drive space, so that'll be it for this time, and I'll see you next time.